Go, okay.
Uh, uh, my husband was writing me and two of my girlfriends.
Oh, now how did your husband get your name to write to you?
All right, my husband got my name by talking to some young men that had gone to the Air Force and were placed there. They had told him of the nice girls that were in Louisiana. And so my husband said he wanted to meet one of them. So they gave him three names. Dorothy Yancey was one name, and two of my friends. So for a while, my husband wrote all three of us. Then after a while, he became tired of writing all three of us. So one day he decided to see which one he would continue to write. So he threw all of our pictures up in the air, and the one that hit his bun first was the one that he was going to write, and it happened to be my name. And he began writing me continuously, and that's how we really met, you know, and continued to write. And that happened. I've been over for 3 years. All right. Our first
Was he
meeting,
still in the service that
yes,
that long?
yes. Our first meeting, he came to Shreveport, Louisiana, where I lived, and met my family. But we weren't that close. But my sister, little sister, saw him and she said, "Oh, he has such big red hands," and that's the thing that you remembered about it. But we continued to date and for about 3 years, and then afterwards we moved to from Shreveport. Well, we had moved from Shreveport already here, and then he came to Shreveport to see me, and that's how we continued to see one another over a period of time. And after 3 years, well, we got married. Absolutely. I wanted to get married after I finished Wayne State.
Roger, will you turn that TV off?
Before. Uh-huh. Oh, you want to turn the TV off?
Yeah, well, I'm turning.
Uh,
Oh, here we go. Oh, there's no batteries in here.
No, she's got the remote.
you got it done.
No, that wasn't the one that works.
Okay, there we go.
This was.
Hey.
Yeah, and you were saying. So you ended up after 3 years getting married.
Oh, that's where I was. Okay. So one thing about it, he came and decided to come to Shreveport to meet me and my family, and that's where we met. Then he went back to the Air Force, and the next year he decided he would return to Shreveport, and then he would ask me to get married. But I said, "Oh no, I have to finish school." And so one thing about it, I went on and finished Wayne State, but we had gotten married the year before, and that's how we happened to get together. He continued to go to Wayne State while I had finished. Another thing he said, well, I'm going to go to school and you can go to work and take care of me. And I said, "Oh no, I won't." I said, "You finish school and then we'll take care of each other." And that's how it all happened. But we enjoyed one another. We enjoyed Wayne State, and I finally got a job in Pontiac and moved to Pontiac, and he continued to go to Wayne State until he finished. And afterwards, when he finished, he decided also to come to Pontiac to get a job, and that's where we continued
Did you? Is that when you moved up? When you both started working in Pontiac?
Yes.
Is that when
we
you moved
both,
up to Pontiac?
Yes.
To the house there on Pike?
Let me see, where was I? Well, I left with the house that we had in Detroit, and then I came to Pontiac. And we bought a house on Anna Street, and that's where he and I lived, you know, until for 7 years, until we moved to, let's say, the street. Where did I live before? On Pike Street.
Mm-hmm.
Until I moved.
Were you expecting to have a big family? That's a big house.
Yeah. It was a big house, and it only was the 4 of us. Michelle and also Brian. Brian was 7, and Michelle was 14 when we moved to Pike Street, and we lived there for 39 years. But we owned the place for 41. And then I sold it when I moved to Maple Village in Bluefield Hills.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's about.
Now, did you teach at Crowfoot?
What's it?
Did you teach at Crowfoot?
Oh, how many did I teach at Crowfoot? Oh yes.
Yeah.
I taught at Crowfoot, and Crowfoot was located next to Pontiac Central.
Mm-hmm.
I taught there. I did not teach at the present Crowfoot, but it was next to my house on the boulevard, because I was teaching at Whittier and Jefferson Junior High at that time.
Uh-huh. And then let's see. So
And
Jim Hawkins was your
yes.
principal at one time at
Yeah,
Crowfoot.
I knew Jim Hawkins real well. We were friends of ours. And
Was Larry Beamer your principal too, or was that at the new school that he became principal at Crowfoot?
Larry Beamer, was he ever your principal?
Larry Beamer was my principal at Crowfoot when Crowfoot was located near Pontiac, the old Pontiac Central.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Larry Beamer was my principal then. And so he was the one that asked me to get off maternity. I was on leave, and he wanted to make a change in his staff arrangements. So he asked me would I come back and work a while, because my son was in the school room that he wanted to change. So it was let's say man and woman, a situation that he had at that time, and the woman that was pregnant, and she would be leaving in January, so he wanted me to go by and continue to work. He said, because after all, my son was in the class, so why shouldn't I consider it?
Mm-hmm.
So finally, I was tired of being at home for 4 months, and so I went on, and that's what happened. So I taught with, let's say, the executive director of Oakland County. His son, Tom, was the other
Oh my
person.
goodness,
and
you
so
got
I
a room
taught
full
with
of
Oh yeah.
them.
Come on in.